All right, good morning. What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. So, as usual, if you're tuning in here, especially into the new year, remember, guys, that day trading is risky. Do not trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. All right. If you're new, slowest is the fastest way. Utilize simulators, small size, practice, improve before exposing yourself to a lot of risk. Remember that my results are not typical. Remember, I do not invest for my subscribers. So be very careful. Relentless trader and the lead team here will never message you first. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to take a look at the watch list here to see what's moving. So we got the sweet charts and watch lists utilizing day trade dash here. So let's see what we got today. BVC, which is, by the way, let me get my let me load the, there we go. We got BVC, which doesn't look like much, so I'll come down on the list here. VRME. VRME. This one looks much better here. At 113, there's a 67% move. There's over 30 million shares of volume. This is definitely the type of stock here that can give us an extra leg here into the open. So I'm going to get some trend lines going. It looks pretty decent. This one looks pretty decent. We're holding up well. This has also been close to the price range that's been, doing good. So I'm going to make sure to pull this one up here on my other platform as well. VRME. All right, looks good. Yeah, daily chart. How's the daily chart look, right? Let's come over to 1 day. So we've had this massive move back in January of this year where we got up to $4. And since then, we sold off. We've had some candlesticks going up to 150 or so. And today we're coming off of the lows down here at 60 cents. So from 60 cents up here to 111, 117 highs. Not bad. So we're over the 200 EMA. And so this range back here is going to be the key, of course, right? Levels such as 135 and 150. If we can clear 150, then maybe there's a chance it keeps going a little higher, maybe to $2. So VRME, looks decent here. It looks decent. Time 20. Don't forget, if you're in the chat room, you can choose if you want to listen to myself or Marcelo. If you're listening to both of us, we might be overlapping at times. You can always feel free to mute one of us. MNTS also looking pretty good. This one here at $9 though. So it's a little bit more pricey, but that's fine, right? So we have a little bit of variety here in terms of price range. Now, typically every single day there's always the one, right? There could be two sometimes, but typically we're looking for the one. Which one stock is going to be the stock, the best stock to trade? MNTS looking pretty decent here. 13 million shares of volume, 61% move, and we're actually here curling up here, making a new high. Let me get up to level 2 here on the other screen. Maybe it's worth a few trades here. It could be worth a trade. I'm going to watch to see if it pulls back. I'll use smaller size here, being that it's a little earlier, but 994 highs. I'm going to take a starter here. $94 highs. Watching to see if it does continue to the upside. The 5-minute chart does look pretty decent as well. We got up there to 90, but back down a bit. Watching still. I have about 15 cents of risk here, and I'm watching for the push through 10 if possible. Limited risk relative to my stop, and watching to see if it is going to be able to push through. Continuation is the key here. Will we see a continued move over time? Watching and waiting. Diamond hands. So I'm risking about 70 bucks. I only have a couple hundred shares. But watching for the push through 10 if this one is going to be strong here. There's 82. Will we fly? There's 87. $90. Can we see something through $10 here? There's 98. Well, it's a small trade to start a day. It might be worth watching still. Time? Well, maybe not. We'll see. Just want to make sure it's not rejecting the flag here completely. It could still be worth watching though. I might try it again. I know, right? Like doing the pre-market stuff and then the pre-market analysis for the watch list and then like fully into trades like in the next second. I got a starter again. Small size. I'm not sure if this is the one just yet, right? I mean, it's still a little early. Let's see, time. I got to turn on my screen recording. I guess I'll just keep it to 2 stocks since I didn't get a chance to look at anything else. So VRME and MNTS are the 2 that I'm keeping an eye on here. Will we see buying? We will not. So flat over those two trades. Okay, let me just finish up my due diligence here. So screen recording, which is a must here. It's still fighting. It's still fighting, which is a decent sign there. I think into the open, I'll watch this one because we've kind of already started trading it. It actually held up that dip. So I got stopped out there below 50. And yes, that was a pretty close trade. I stopped out at the low of the candlestick though, which sucks. My stop there was 50. This could go, it seems like this stock could go right away. I'm going to take off the dual screen. We kind of had it left on there, but this one could go right away into the open, it seems. Yeah, I was doing the pre-market analysis and then kind of just got straight into a trade there. Highs are 10, are over 10. Our 5-minute candlestick did recover. So we're watching ticker symbol V, or rather MNTS here into the open. MNTS into the open. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to hit the thumbs up. We got a high 55 so far. There's 85. So we needed the open to get the push here. Pre-market, we didn't see this type of volume. I didn't get filled everything there. The key right now for this stock is for it not to sell off. We had a decent start there. Will we hold up and maintain a level to then continue higher. If we see Christmas tree early, then there's just nothing good here. The key is for the stock to hold up and continue. I kind of missed the break of the pre-market high, which wasn't good. I knew we could have had a good chance to go, but kind of got caught slipping there a little bit. So far, so good. A bit of a double top at the highs. Will it push through? It seems like a double top so far. Can we push through, or will we have to come back down? There's a new high by a couple cents. We got 32 for highs, 35 for highs. The 5-minute candlestick looks good. There's 1150. There's a new 5-minute candlestick here. Something to be mindful of. I'd say we're still pretty early in the move if the stock is going to continue to be strong, but obviously we got to be careful of a early potential backside. That's going to be the real risk. Once it's done, it's going to be done. So whenever that time comes, we'll have to be very careful just to pretty much stop. There's a couple of stocks getting halted up, but sticking to MNTS here. My biggest position so far has only been 900 shares, down there at like 10 something. The a big a big key here is for the stock to hold up this current consolidation. If we break down, we got to be careful of a Christmas tree. The key here is to see 1150 again. Can we hold up and then see 1150 again? Diamond hands, unless, of course, it stops me out. Holding smaller size and watching. Take me to the moon of $12. Oh, I'm back out. So we broke down support there. Now sidelines for me here to make sure we're not going to Christmas tree. It'll be good to watch for red to greens because, we could curl back up. I'll be keeping an eye out for a red to green. If it's not backside. If it's backside, I'll take the couple cents, because this could Christmas tree right back down to 950. It looks like it's gonna Christmas tree the way how it's coming down. Switching to VRME. Maybe this one might be a little bit better in terms of holding up its levels. That was a nice move though, you can't complain. We're kind of up a little bit though, 02. Um, 5 minute for VRME. Hive day is 09. $18 is all I made on that trade. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I don't really have a great entry here yet, I'd say. I mean, potential break at highs is coming up, but I don't know if I love the entry. So I'm sticking to smaller size on VRME here. See how this other one is gonna Christmas tree? Like if you buy the dip, you're not gonna win. Like it's just straight down. Which is something I'm gonna have to really be disciplined about to not get caught trying to take the dip The stock started off so strong that you would think we're gonna dip below 11, maybe 1040, hold up, come right back up to the highs, but instead it's like new lows, you know? Oh, shoots. I'm gonna try that again. Trying VRME here at the whole dollar. I'm gonna pull it on screen here in a sec. The other one definitely Christmas tree, no doubt about it. Now, and this one is, you know, kind of just here. What's it gonna be? Okay, scanners, Chatroom, TMDS, and it's back up to. Oh, come on! What is this? Right, stop out at the bottom of this candlestick, and it's back up. It's twice today. Twice. I could try to breakout trade. Well, it would have been nice to catch the dip, though. Should we have been green way more? The answer is yes. I didn't use any size on the other stock. Plus, I had missed the break at the pre-market high. And then there's that one setup where I got stopped out at the bottom of the candlestick. And it curled up nicely. So right now I want to be careful because I don't know if there's anything else coming that's going to be good. At TMDE, let me just check out some of the other ones. Is it halted up? Well, hello. TMDE. 47.58 for the resumption. This one here, VRME looks like it could be good though, you know, but it needs to get going over time. Like if we could curl up through 05 and then 110 at the highs, I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. We have sellers here though at 04, 05, 70, 80,000 plus shares. TMDS, it's hard to say if it'll be good. And then there's no countdown. So yeah, 47.58, which is in another 2 minutes or a minute and a half. You know what happened to me at the open? I didn't realize it was the open already. You know, I started trading in pre-market and kind of just lost track of time. Come on, VRME, rip through 110 here. and give us a sweet move. The resumption on the other one is coming up, TMDE. Honestly, I'm not going to trade it here yet. I need to see some more out of it. There is good volume actually though. But I'll wait. There's no need to rush. There's about 10 seconds. If it goes up or consolidates, I'll watch it for sure. 90.87. Oh, oh, damn. Okay. That false halt down. I'd probably been in at 92, out at 97 though. Not a really great trade, but something. And now it might halt down here. It's a bit of a wild one. TMDE. False halt down again. Let me pull it up. And I apologize for like my screen not being on the right stock sometimes. I mean, like right now it's not. TMDE. It's kind of sketchy. Like we should have already went up, you know. How's the other one? MNTS. TMDE over 95 cents. I actually don't mind if we get halted up again. It might halt up here. The halt is at 112. Hopefully it halts up. It's also in a weird place where I have to keep switching. Well, not keep switching, but you know, I'll just use the free commission platform because I don't want to get charged the fees. I like that it's curled up and we're not flirting with a halt down anymore. That's good. It's showing some backbone here. Oh, there goes BRME. Freaking heck, man. So we got two stocks moving right now. VRME didn't really like open up, so I guess that's decent news because we want just one stock to really be going. It's looking a little sketchy here. These platforms are gonna drive me crazy, I tell you. I think TMDE is struggling, so I'm switching over, taking my talents to VRME to South Beach, taking my talents elsewhere. The high is at 13, and I gotta start using a little more size here if we can continue in the uptrend. Come on. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, VRME. Well, we're back up to 1. It's a good bounce, I suppose. I think the breakout trade could make sense if it goes. Can we go? 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 120, 120? And it might be a bit slower to get going. It's a bit of a double top so far. Halt, 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 please. It needs like a good reset up here to just lock in. 116 is the halt. All right. I haven't done anything on this stock yet, but on this resumption here, watch. It's about to get steamy. Good. Okay, good. It's locked in. All right. The breakout took way longer than I thought it would. Because this stock proved that it could move quickly, so I was expecting like a quicker, hey, once we get through 05, we're gonna go. But I added at 8, which was probably, the issue. And I probably had a higher fill than 5 to begin with, so I'm like in at 7, and we're not going. So it's like a scratch trade. We did get 2 bottoming wicks here at 94 area. But once we came down the second time, we got 93, and I'm like, it's looking a little sketchy. opportunity will cost. I did look at the other stock for a small trade. And so the 1 minute candle to make the new high at 98 off the two bottoming wicks. And now it's halted up. So of course, if I'm in lower, I could hold a little longer, but you know, typically I the 1 minute candle to make the new high, it's a tougher trade for me in this particular circumstance. And VRME is like still sideways, so it looks like TMDE is the next stock here, like the actual stock, the strong stock. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. We're back here for the New Year's, and we did miss a good week and a half or 2 weeks because it was the holiday season and we took some time off. We had some construction here in the home office, a lot of sheetrocking and sanding, which I think the audience would have preferred not to hear. And we did not go to the office. By the way, the video I uploaded yesterday, as I was recording it, I'm using my webcam on the PC, and I didn't realize how terrible the quality was. Like, it was pretty bad, like the video aspect. But anyhows, TMDE resumption. Some of you brave souls bought it down there at 92, 94. I think it was a bit of a tough area, but nevertheless, it curled up. And hopefully we get a sweet dip and rip trade here. We got halted at 57, so at the hour and 2 minutes. So 02:44, if my math here is good, we should get the resumption. We got about a minute and some change. I think it's going to be good. I think the resumption will be good, so I have no reason to not go for it. So watching for the setup that I know and love here. For those of you in Thinkorswim, again, I think the way to go is just multiple platforms, even if you need 3. If you don't have a lot of cash, you could have some trouble, but if you have the 30K to just put into a couple accounts, then at least, you can use a different account. Oh, 02:44. So we got about a minute. I am going to use a little bit more size here, so I got to be careful. If the first trade isn't good, I want to stop and size back down. It's only a small green day for us so far, so I think VRME, I don't know, man. It's just been so slow. So I'll just watch TMDE here. All right, we got a couple seconds. Fly. Trying it again, which is a little risky. And it's a scratch trade. Couldn't stomach that hold. Okay, that was decent. I'm going to size back down and keep watching. I got back in at 111. Didn't stomach the hold on the dip. 30 for the next halt up. The pullback has been pretty tight so far. Trying to break out here. It's definitely a little extended now, so you got to watch out for the flush out. 37 to halt up. A bit of a false breakout right there. Hopefully it keeps holding up high, but if it comes down, we've had a big move, so I'm definitely on the side of taking my day and walking away because my P&L is a bit underwhelming for the action here. Unless this thing goes to 170, which is hard to tell if we're going to keep going like that, we could be getting close to the Christmas tree. I had the dip at the lows on the resumption. I didn't hold it. Kind of falling victim into like the stock moving quickly, but then at some areas it's like a little slower to, give the follow through. So my whole time was kind of like a little mixy, right? We needed diamond hands, and the resumption played out much slower than I would have anticipated there. It's still fighting. It's still fighting though, right? We had a low there of 18. It seems like there's still some buying. VRME, holy smokes. 135, nice. What was the pre-market high? 17. Well, opportunity is going to cost. I think this pullback makes absolute sense. It'll be interesting to see if it bear flags and curls back up a little bit, but this could be the backside here. A VRME on the other hand. If you have Schwab only, you have to consider opening up a Guardian account, a Sage account, and a Webull account and maybe Trade Zero account as well. Either or can work, or maybe one of each, depending on whichever you guys choose. I utilize Webull because it's for me it's like a coin flip really, but like Crispy and Save and some of the other guys they use Trade Zero, right? So maybe you can check out other platforms, see if it's good. But if you're using market orders, you have to know that like you're gonna get some fills sometimes that are just like, you know, the same thing as Thinkorswim really. Like you're gonna get some days you're gonna get a nice fill, some days you're gonna be like, what's this, right? In front of my eyes. Uh VRME, I think it actually looks kind of healthy here. Um, let's see. I'm gonna take a starter, small position. Like today, I have 10,000 shares traded in the other accounts. Like it's such small size. It's like ridiculous. The Webull account actually might have more size traded because I took 4,500 shares like 3 times in one of those trades. So I'm long VRME here, small size, and depending on how the pullback goes, I might add it. But I'm interested in adding, but it depends on how it looks here. Ah, goodness, goodness, goodness. I am curious in seeing how this resumption plays out. Like, I'm not looking for trades, but if it starts to give a red to green over time, it's a trade I could be interested in, but it depends. But we'll shut it down soon again if nothing holds up here, right? In terms of the pullbacks we're seeing, and take the small green, take the victory. As we know, small green is good. So VRME, watching it here. We've pulled back into the pre-market highs. Does it have what it takes to hold up? I'm only risking like 50, 60 bucks. Not really looking to risk a ton by any means. We're actually getting a new low here again. If it doesn't hold up, 50 bucks risk. Yeah, I definitely could have done with, being more aggressive early, which is, again, it's like this issue I'm having of like starting the day a little slower and like, not really getting to maximize on the better opportunities. But I think that might do it if, this one sells off like all the way Christmas tree, then it's done. If it's able to, consolidate around this area and then curl back up, then maybe there's something. If this halts up, that's ridiculous. It's bouncing like no other here. I wouldn't expect it to instantly red to green like this, but not bad. Hmm. We're literally at highs. This is crazy. Will it make a new high? So I was hoping for a bear flag on the resumption and like a bear flag breakout, but we had a very quick red to green almost on the resumption trade, right? So didn't really get in down there. It looks like VRME is now really curling up a little bit. So no entries here for me. Ross finished up 25K. 25K. Can't go wrong with 25K, brother. 25K a day will keep the doctor away. The halt is at 41. I'm still on the sidelines. The highs are 38, the halts at 44. Another halted stock there. Will we see like 150 out of this stock? Maybe. So as mentioned, recaps are back. So every day we're going to do a recap without fail. In sickness and in health, good or bad, hot or cold, it's mandatory. We still look okay on this consolidation, actually. Will we see another breakout? So far, I'm not seeing backside signs just yet, but you still got to keep your guard up just in case we go from like 130 to 117 in the halt down. It could happen randomly and quickly if it decides to give out. We have high of day kind of volume here, so giving it a chance. Why is that happening? Come on. Bit of a rejection of the highs. You see that red to green on VRME, right? I did see it curling up again, but because this one was still moving, I'm like, you know what? Like, let's not be in two stocks at once. But the dip I took, I lost like 4 cents. I was like, okay, it bottomed out again. You know, trying it again is probably not a bad idea. Big level here. Are we going to sink like the Titanic? Or can we see a curl off the lows? VRME coming back down a bit. I'm kind of doing some flip flopping, which just isn't good, especially since I just had a good entry. A little too flip, a little too much flip flopping here, and indecision. Well, it looks like we're coming down though. So is this the beginning of the end? Is this the depths? Well, it's back up again for the fifth time. It needs to push through 35 to be good though. There's 30, there's 33. It looks interesting, right? It's flirting. Hopefully we don't get a false breakout. Like if it goes to like 37 and then just knifes down, you know. What we need is for it to hold 35 and then just into the halt up or at least 40, 42, something like that, without knifing back down, you know. The new 5 minute candlestick is about 2 minutes out, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. We've had really small size. We've been mostly sideways here after the first like 30 minutes or so. think anything below 15 and it's, well, yep, it's cooked. I think that's all it wrote. All right, I'm out of here. Taking the small green. Bro, if this goes to 25, hold up. Just in case. Oh, okay. I thought we were about to just go back up. I'm about to say. All right, I don't think it's gonna happen yet. And that's all it wrote. Bro, this freaking thing, bro. Bro, wow. Well, we see 35. It's like I'm getting these stocks, bro. We move up like 10 cents in 2 seconds, then it's like I'm falling to sleep here. All right, okay, I'm out. That's it for sure. All right, taking the small green and walking. We might have gave back 40 bucks or 50 bucks off the highs. But as mentioned, it's a pretty decent day, but we needed to be more aggressive earlier. That's been our issue here the longest, really. But yeah, taking the small green. As mentioned, there will be a recap. But yeah, take care, stay safe, stay green, hit the thumbs up. Um, is there any announcements? I guess if we're missing anything, we'll kind of just mention it in the recap. But yeah, green is good. For those of you on the YouTube stream as well, uh, take care. I don't usually go short. I mean, I used to in some situations because Thinkorswim in the past would have shares, but right now I'm definitely not considering going short because I need to be more consistent on the long side before I even consider doing that. Is how I see it. Vitali, is that you? If it is, what's up? I've been all right. I missed the last week and a half of streaming due to the holidays. Yeah, when Ross is done on the day, like there's a big headline thing that comes across the screen that says how much he's up or down. 25K a day, man. You can't can't complain. That is some sweet gains. But for me today, like again, like the size is the biggest thing, but you know, we could have had a very, very decent day. But we'll take the green, and we'll look to be better again for the next time. This stock has seemed a little like flip floppy, right? In terms of like the speed of the moves, we would see a very quick move and then like the volume stall out. But overall, it was good. Um, I opted not to take some trades out of the first resumption. From what I saw, I think I would have been green, but it really comes down to the fills, honestly. But from there, we did miss this red to green. We thought it was a little sketchy. It curled up nicely. The resumption trade, we bottom ticked the dip, and I'm in the trade, and it's like nothing's happening for like 7 seconds. So I'm like, you know what? I'm cutting the position. That type of trade, we're in a place where the volume is really high. It's moved very quickly the last like three up and down, opportunities, and then it's just like nothing. Which I guess it's like we didn't break down the support, which is the key. We didn't break down the support, but I kind of got nervous in the trade, like us not going up and cutting it early. Typically, when hyper scalping, the resolution is instant, and so if a stock is taking time in an area where we're not expecting it to take time, typically the flush is what's going to come. So yeah, and that trade would have been nice. We had 4,500 shares at 111. It went up to like 123. So we missed out on a sweet trade there. Probably would have been the trade of the day. If we go back to the first stock though, MNTS, we did have some bigger winners here in the first move. We did miss the break of the pre-market high though. But short-lived, man. Just a really sweet start, and then if you miss the first 3 to 5 minutes of action and you try to take the first pullback that came, there was nothing waiting for you but a downtrend. This is the tough part sometimes. And only now it's really starting to curl back up here off these lows. The people who trade till 4 p.m. every day, they'll be watching this, but I'm out of here. So take care, stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys in the recap. Thinkorswim sucks. I think having multiple brokers is the key. Again, for free commission platforms, Trade Zero, Webull, there's a few others as well. For commission-based platform, there's Sage, there's Guardian. Some people opt to use Lightspeed, but the ones I'm using are Sage and Guardian. Lightspeed, I don't know, like typically what I realize is that the platforms that are a little smaller and less established, they have cheaper rates than some of the bigger platforms, which is kind of ironic, right? You would think the platforms that are so big, they've made so much money that they could actually give you a cheaper price. But sometimes because they're so well known, they just keep their price. It's almost like a name brand. Like if you think about a Louis Vuitton, right? It's like they've made so much money over the years, but they're not going to reduce their price. While a small up and coming brand might reduce their price a little bit to, maybe gain some customers. That's kind of how I see it. But yeah, there's also platforms for people, looking to go short that are like known short platforms. But these platforms also have shares available. Although I'm not really going short. TMDE looking like a red to green might happen, but I'm out of here. Take care, stay safe. Catch you guys later. Signing out. Cobra, Trade Zero. Yeah, some of those are being mentioned. Bro, TMDE, man, I tell you.